Welcome student, welcome to our Visual Basic class. So this is the first class of our Visual Basic fundamentals. So that means we are just starting off with this class, with this Visual Basic .NET class, right? So in my previous some of the classes before this, we had some introduction to the .NET technology, and you have understood the fact that how .NET is an integrated part of the Visual Basic .NET, right? If so, in order to learn Visual Basic, you must understand the philosophy of the .NET technology, and that I have already explained in the previous lectures. So continuing with that, so let's start off with the basic of this Visual Basic .NET language, right? So I'll be sharing with all of you this this slide also in our classroom, all right? But here I will discuss the things that I would like to discuss during this as much as I can within this time frame. Okay, so these are the some of the topics that I'll be discussing. Okay, as I'll carry on, but in some case I might skip also, but that will be there in this slide, right? Okay, so now the first thing that we learn, okay, is like how we can create comments in Visual Basic, right? So like I have already shown you before, so this is the Visual Studio environment. Okay, so this is where we will be writing our code mostly. Okay, but if you are familiar with my previous classes, you can see that we don't need a Visual Studio always to write a Visual Basic code. You can write it in a text editor, just save it as .vb file. Okay, that means the extension of the file should be .vb. Okay, and then you can actually compile your program by using the VBC compiler from the .NET Microsoft .NET framework folder. All right, so that I have already shown. Okay, and you will be, if you have followed those lectures, then you will understand. Okay, so continuing coming ahead of this part. Okay, so here, so I have also shown how you can open a Visual Studio project. So this is one project whose name is module 1 right now. Okay, so actually the name of the project I have given variables. Now a project is where you can have multiple under the project you will have some solution. Okay, so this is one solution because that's the only one that I'll be using right now. Okay, and this is a console application. Okay, so if you want to create a console application, just for your knowledge, you can just go for new. Okay, then project, what we do is that generally we choose our language. Okay, by clicking over here. Okay, then we choose Visual Basic. So and then we choose this console application. Okay, then you can create on the next. Okay, so here it is. Okay, then you give a name to your project. Okay, automatically that name will be taken for your solution also. Okay, and then you just choose the location where you want to save it. By default it always saves in this location. Just click on create, and then you will find yourself to be in this window. Okay, now as you can see, so this is the structure of the Visual Basic code. Okay, .NET code. First of all, we are writing the code inside the main. So main is a very important function. Why? Because in this case it's not a function, it's a sub procedure. So you will see later on as we continue with Visual Basic classes, there is a clear distinction between a sub procedure and a function. Okay, so what you have to understand is that Visual Basic has got main as a sub procedure. That's why it's called sub, and it ends with ends up. Okay, and now this is inside the module. Okay, a module is somehow like similar to a class representative. Okay, so again that you will understand again once we come to the class concept. Okay, so right now we ignore all these things. So what I want to teach you is how we can declare how we can, first of all, how we can have comments in our Visual Basic. So to have comments, there are two ways. Okay, one is that you can use the keyword ram. Okay, so you can use ram. Sorry, I don't want. This is the part where just one minute. So you can use RAM, and then I don't want all these things. Okay, now this is where you can see this is what is called the intelligent sense of the Visual Basic Studio. Okay, where it prompts you with all this. Yeah, so like this RAM. Okay, and you can write this is a comment. Okay, so what happens here is that it does not, so you know the meaning of a comment, right? Comment means what? It won't be executed by the compiler. Okay, so this is one way to comment. Okay, so another way to comment is that you can use a single quote. Okay, and you can write this is also a comment. So you can have these two different ways of writing comment in Visual Basic .NET. One is that you can use the RAM. If you are familiar with Visual Basic, that you have on the basic QBasic and all, you will remember that to create a comment in QBasic, we used to use the word RAM. Okay, so that's why, because Visual Basic is the upgraded version of the QBasic only, so that's why we still have this word RAM. Okay, but we prefer using these quotes because it's smaller, right? Single quote if you give, then immediately it becomes a comment. So these are the two ways in which you can create the comment. So the next thing that I would discuss here, okay, is uh, variables. Okay, a very important. Now the variable declaration is bit complex also, and sometimes it's easy also in your Visual Basic .NET environment. Okay, so if you look at this variable declaration, we use like a variable will always have a name and a value. Okay, like name is the name of the variable. Okay, and the value. Okay. So generally what happens is that Visual Basic is making it mandatory, okay, by default, to declare a variable. So to declare the variable, we use a keyword called dimension. Okay, so that's a keyword. Okay, and then the name of the variable. So let's say I have number 1, no1. Okay, so no1 is my first variable, right? No1. Okay, now it has to be followed by as and then the data type. So data type, if I want integer, so I will say int. Okay, if I want float, then I can have we call it decimal over here. Okay, so like this, if you want it as a string, you can just say string, and you can see this intelligent sense of the Visual Studio Code makes my life so easy that if I type half the word and it pops up the rest of the thing. Right, so that's how we can have the variable name. Dim is a keyword, then the variable name. Okay, and then we use the keyword as, and then the data type. So I will use it as an integer. So integer of various types, so you can use integer. Okay, so it's all about the size of the variable, right? It's how much bytes it occupies in the RAM. Okay, so here this is one way to declare a variable. Suppose you want two variables. Okay, of then you have to still say no2 as integer. You have to do it like this every time. Okay, so you cannot just say no1 comma no2 and then as integer. That's not possible. Okay. So here I have two variables, okay, of type integer, right? Now let's say I want to have the sum of these two numbers, right? So dim, let's say sum, okay, equals to no1 plus, I will just show you, no1 plus no2, right? No semicolon. Okay, so I have used these two values, right? Now I want to print. So if you want to print something in Visual Basic .NET, okay, so you use the class called actually console, right? Then we use console dot write line is a method, okay, to write in a new line. Okay, then you say the let's say sum of the numbers is, right? And then what you can do is that you can use like you want to print the value of the sum, so plus we use, okay, and then you say right, and then to pause the screen, otherwise it won't pause. So these are like some compulsory things that you have to do. Okay, so you can just say console dot print, okay, to pause the screen. So now let me run this code. So to run this, you can just click on this start button, okay, and you should be able to see some output right now, isn't it? But the thing about this program is that we haven't put any values in no1 and no2, right? So now as it will execute, you can see that it will say the moment I want to execute, there it lands up with a error. Okay, and you can see that the error over here, if you have it says that it's not means conversion from string, okay, the sum of the numbers, okay, so it cannot convert from the string to, because this sum, okay, is of type sorry, I haven't declared that sum, right? So that's why that is one problem. Okay, and another thing is that this sum, it since the data type is not mentioned, so it thinks it's a different data type and it cannot concatenate with a string. So what I'll do is that I will just, okay, so just hold on. So if your program gives you an error, you have to stop the program by clicking over here, stop. Right, then you can say sum comma sum as integer. Right, so I've got three variables now. Notice, okay, in that case, can you see this sum, okay, is oh, sorry, I cannot see over here. Right, so I will just, so this is the program. Now again I will run this code. Right, so now you see that we are still landing up with an error. The error is that same thing, that is, it is a conversion from the sum of the numbers. This one double is invalid. Okay, so that means it is not able to convert this into a data type that is been string. So what we will do is that we can say sum, right, sum dot, right, right, you can say sum, sum dot, you can say toString right now. Okay, so this will help you to convert it into a string. Okay, so now I run this again. Again, you have to stop the program because it executed with an error. So now you can see that the sum of the number is 0. That means what? These two values were not initialized, so it automatically took 0. So actually, what the better way to do this is that we will just say, we will stop it, right? The better way to do this program is that we can say no1 equal to, let's say, 23, right? And then we have, I'm getting mixed up with other languages, that's why I'm using semicolon. No2, okay, so no2 equals to, let's say, 62. Okay, so now I'll get a proper answer to this program because it will sum up the 23 plus this one, so it will give the result as 85. Alright, so this is how we declare a variable by using the dim keyword, okay, and followed by the variable name, and then we use the keyword as and the data type. Okay, so this is just like a first class, so this is just an introduction of how we create how we can comment in our Visual Basic, as well as how we can declare variables of different data types. Okay, so here you can see that all this declaration, okay, by default, okay, to declare a variable, like as it says over here, you can declare all this variable. At the same time, you can initialize. Now you can use some of these keywords like private, public, and static, but these things we will understand when we start off with the object-oriented part of the Visual Basic.NET. Okay, until then I will keep it as it is. Okay, I'm not going to disturb this part of the code. Okay, so these are the different data types that you have. You have numeric. Numeric can be of these different types, like it can be a byte, short, integer, long, single, double, decimal. So these are the different numeric data types. Then you have got string, then you have got character, then you have got boolean, you have got date, and finally you have got object. An object is a very interesting data type, you will learn later on. Okay, again I will show you that also. Okay, so these are the different data types that is available with VB.NET. Okay, so right now the program that we did is that we are using only integer data type. Okay, so I could have used the keyword intgr, or I have used it int 32, 42, 64 bit, whatever bit is available with your Visual Basic Studio. All right, so try to write some programs. Okay, write a very simple program. Now here is a program that what we did is that we add this number by taking some constant value 23 and 62. Try to write a program where you will subtract, multiply, divide, okay, and print the values by using this concept of console.writeLine. All right, so you have to as I said, so underneath this this video, please write a small summary of what I have been explained in this video. All right, so I will stop here for now. Thank you.